I think we're live.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Paul.
I'm Gabi.
We're PB&G Home Group here in North Carolina on the Crystal Coast.
Yes, and even though I may look like a millennial, clearly I don't know how to use technology. So here we go. This week's Fishbowl Chat is going to be a continuation in regards to a lot of the questions we've been receiving from folks who are currently dealing with the insurances and insurance claims post Hurricane Florence. So Paul, my question for you this week is actually, how do we make sure that claims get processed as quickly as possible if our house has been affected?
Yeah, that's a great question because we're hearing a lot from folks around here that they're not necessarily talking to the right people first. So the most important thing is make sure you get primary contact information for the person who's going to be responsible for your claim. Typically, as we've talked about in the past, that's going to be wind and hail insurance for most of our area. They'll actually drive the claim for you and get the adjuster set up. So make sure you've got a single point of contact to be able to follow up on your claims. That's a really important one.
From wind and hail, though?
From wind and hail, generally speaking, if you're carrying wind and hail insurance, that's going to be the one that will drive the rest of the process. They will end up coordinating with your primary homeowner's insurance at that point. Mm-hmm. The second thing is make sure that when the adjuster actually gets there, and they'll give you the appointment time, that you have a documented list of everything that you already know is wrong with the house as a result of the storm. You know your house better than the adjuster's going to. So when you see things that are different than before the storm, make sure that you point it out to them and you've got that documented for them.
Yeah,
so
I see so many hundreds of homes right now in any given week, and it's,
it's not an easy job for them right now.
Yeah, don't let the adjustment of your house be human error because you were the 300th home that they ended up seeing. So.
Just three quick places to make sure you're taking a look at are make sure you're inspecting your attic and crawl space for any water damage. On the mainland, a lot of homes are built on crawl space. Really important to check that as well. We got a little bit of standing water. Just make sure that's cleared out. Second thing would be look for mold from the water damage and humidity. A lot of people were without power for a couple of weeks. And as a result of that, mold was able to form in some of the air conditioning ducts, things like that. And also down, again, in those crawl spaces. So make sure you're looking for incidents of mold.
Yeah, and it happens really quickly, right?
It happens extremely quickly, yeah. With the humid environment that we have around here, it can pop up in a matter of days, yeah.
What does it look like?
It depends. Right now what we're seeing is, unfortunately, the black mold, which is slightly more dangerous than some of the other varieties. But it will show up as black spots that you may see on your walls, on your ceilings, and you'll see it sometimes on the wood framing as well. So some of the things you won't see until if they need to pull out any drywall or anything like that as part of the repairs. That's when they're going to find the stuff that's behind the wall. So you're just looking for pretty much the obvious stuff.
Okay.
And then the last thing is, and we're all dealing with it around here in different forms, but make sure that you're doing an eyeball on your roof for any missing shingles. A lot of homes that, some homes lost their shingles altogether. Some homes, it wasn't quite as bad, but even one missing shingle can cause water damage over time. So,
or this week we have rain coming, folks. More rain coming.
Yeah, welcome to Hurricane/Tropical Storm Michael coming in a little bit later this week. So
so be sure you recheck that again, even though you may have had somebody already coming out to check for major damage.
Yep.
Now this week is the time. In fact, today is the right time to have that checked again.
So anyway, those are just a couple of tips to make sure that your insurance claims process can go as quickly as possible. If you have any questions about any of this, as always, please reach out to us either on the page or you can give me a ring at 252-725-7665, and we'd be happy to chat with you about it.
Yes, in fact, thank you for those who asked the questions this week. These are questions we have received from the community, so keep them sending, bring them, and we'll be glad to continue to share them with everybody else. That's it. I'm still Gabi.
I'm still Paul.
We're PB&G Home Group.
Have a great day. Take care.